Now, even if you are only at the very beginning stages of thinking about writing your first book and it's non-fiction, I'd love to share with you today some of the easiest to make and easiest to avoid mistakes that authors make, especially when it's your first book. These are the kind of things that mean that your manuscript may sit and literally languish in a drawer for months or years before you finish it. And if you do finish it, maybe it's going to completely miss the mark as a published book that works really hard for you. One that really grabs people and says, I want more of what this person has to say. So let's talk about what some of those great mistakes are and how to best avoid them. So the first mistake is not thinking about who's going to be reading your book. What is your audience's or your market's biggest desire, pain points, fear, frustration? What is their greatest need? How do you want to impact on them? Who are they? Where do they hang out? And you've got to think about what you want them to do when they finish reading your book. Number 2 is then firing into the writing without a plan. Why would you do anything without having a good plan? You want these words to fall out of you because you've already mapped out what words are going where. You want to know that your book is not going to be too long, too short, too much content, not enough. Just have a plan. It makes the whole project so much easier. Which brings me to number 3. Not treating this book writing project as a project. You've got to have a project, deadlines, goals, things that keep you moving forward, continually getting this thing done. Number 4 is having a good call to action. Now this goes back to the first mistake. If you don't spend a lot of time thinking about what your book's going to be about, who it's for, and then having a good plan, how are you going to put a good call to action all the way through the book and then also at the end of the book? And this makes the entire project functional. Number 5, let's talk about the once upon a time factor. Storytelling is so important to any book, including non-fiction. You can't just tell everybody what it is that you want to tell them. You've got to wrap it up in good stories so that it's memorable. Stories make the facts sticky. Not having stories in your book means that your book has got a limited chance of being read to the end and engaging your readers all the way to the end where you've got the calls to action. You want to get all of these things summed up, working really hard for you, and you've got to do a great job of your manuscript, otherwise it will just not work for you. So just to recap, number 1, not thinking about your readers. Number 2, having a really solid plan that you can write to. Number 3, making sure that this is treated as a project. 4, remember to have a good call to action so people know what to do when you finish the book. 5, engaging the use of storytelling. Those are your 5 most common mistakes. Writing a book can be so much easier than you think it is, regardless of where you're at on your journey right now. I've only touched the tip of the iceberg. If you'd like the full rundown on what I was talking about, including some bonus things, then please click on the link below and get the full rundown. This can be such a great rewarding project for you. Let's make sure it happens for you easily and that you love the journey of writing your first book.